get ready to talk about character strengths. And again, a character strength is not academic. I'm not about to teach you math or teach you reading or tracking me. I'm not going to teach you science or social studies right now. I want to teach you something that you are going to need for the rest of your life, especially as young kids growing up today. Silent me too, have you ever heard of self-control? Okay. What do you think self-control is? How would you define it? Torrance?
How you know how to control yourself.
How you know how to control yourself? Add on Ryan. Controlling your anger. Kamira? Controlling your body language. Absolutely. So it sounds to me, like in 4th grade, you've heard this before, right? It's not something that's like brand new to you. So self-control is, by definition, the ability to control oneself in difficult situations. If you're happy and everything's going great, do you think you need a lot of self-control?
No.
Probably not, right? You need self-control when things are hard, when things get difficult, when things are tough, okay? So let's think, why do we need it? Why do we need it as young kids? Why do we need this? Tristan? To keep yourself calm? Yeah?
Because sometimes you get frustrated and you lose can't control anger.
Can't control your anger. Sometimes like you lose your cool, yeah?
And if you don't control yourself, you can go to jail or something.
Absolutely.
You don't want it.
If you don't have self-control, like bigger consequences happen, right? And as you get older, those consequences are more severe, right? Like right now, 4-year-olds, not 4-year-olds, 4th grade and your consequences for not having self-control are like no recess, right? Or like me talking to you. But like as you get older, if you don't have self-control, the consequences become worse, right? So let's think about this. What is self-control and what is it not? What is it? What is self-control? What is it? Tristan?
Self-control probably is an ability to hold calm stuff like
Staying calm. What else? Khalil?
When it's difficult and going around you, and you have to control yourself around it, so you won't be caught up with it.
Controlling emotions. Sounds like what you're saying, Keon?
trying to stay cool.
Yeah, sure. Staying cool. Right? Like having like a level head is what sometimes we call it. Yeah?
Control yourself in that situation.
Yeah. Controlling like maybe like your physical. Yeah? Yeah. Absolutely. Now, I'm going to start this one off by what it's not. It is not allowing someone to tell you something that you know not to be true, right? So it's not necessarily like if you know something is not fair, it is not you just like dealing with things. You shouldn't have to. Right? Like it is not someone coming in here and being mean to you and you being rude to you and you just sitting there and being like, I'm going to take this, right? That's not what it is, right? What it is, though, is it's also like learning how. It's really that how to get across what you need and what you want without blowing up, right? With these bigger consequences. Zion, what is it not?
When you kirking out,
Sure. I don't really know how to spell kirking, but kirking out, I don't know if it's a C or a K. But it's not like, yes, yeah?
You just being angry.
Or like sometimes like keeping it in, right? Like sometimes like we end up not having self-control when like we keep keeping it in because we in the first place did not think about, well, how can I say this in a calm way? Does that make sense? So, yeah, it's not keeping it in. Anything else? Khalil, I'm sorry.
Like when something hard and then you just keep on trying, you can get angry because like you can't do it.
Yeah, but it's also like not giving up. What? It's not, that's what we say silently too, right? It's not me giving up. It's not me saying like, you know what? This is hard. I'm done. I'm not going to deal with it at all. Yes?
And you can't just let somebody sit right there and talk to you about that. You don't do that. You have to tell somebody.
Right. You do have to tell someone, right? Or telling someone, but it's all about how you say it. My dad, when I was growing up, he used to tell me this phrase, and I still use it today, that it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And it's what I tell Mr. Silva all the time when he gets frustrated, right? And we're talking, and the way in which he's talking, I'm like, just pick it up. Zion, just pick it up and hold it for the rest of the time. Is it still recording?
Mhm.
Great. So it's not it's not how you say things, right? Excuse me, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? It's you thinking about, how is this person about to take what I'm saying? How can I change, make sure you're tracking me. It's about how can I change the way in which I'm saying something to make that person understand what I'm saying. Because silently too, if sometimes like when you're so upset and someone's talking to you and you're talking to them, like you really don't know what it is that you're saying anymore. You're just like, I'm gonna say whatever's on my brain. And then you stop and you think and you're like, whoa, that wasn't my best self. I could have handled that better. I didn't actually mean to say it that way, right? So here are some steps that we can do. We show self-control by doing this. First, we stop, okay? You stop yourself in the moment, which I'm promising you guys, it is the hardest one, okay? It's called being self-aware. When you sit there and you're thinking, wait, what am I about to do? Stop, okay? Then you think. You can think one or all of these questions. What is a good way to handle this? Is there a better way to handle this? How might I feel about this? Is it really a big deal? Or is there someone I can talk to before reacting? Okay? Most times in our lives, we have at least one person, and if you don't, please know that I'm your person, that you can talk to before you blow up, right? Most of you, I kind of know when you're about to blow up, and I'm like, okay, we'll take a minute, okay? Pull yourself down, okay? But if you're not quite there, we can talk about that, right? What that might look like for you, okay? So I have a scenario. You're going to read along with me. I'm going to act out this scenario, okay? And then you guys are going to do the next one. Scenario 1. Jody has a hard time on her way to school. She stayed at her dad's house and her mom was supposed to bring her backpack and forgot. To make matters worse, her book was in the book bag and her teacher yelled at her for not having it. Then James was putting his backpack away and hit her in the head with it.
Oh.
Jody gets up to hit him back. So silently too, this is like kind of realistic, right? It's not necessarily this that made you upset. It's like all the stuff that came before it. And then there's that one thing that makes you react, okay? In this moment, if I was Jody, I would stop and think for a second, how might I really be feeling? Am I really mad at James, who was just trying to put his stuff away? Or am I really upset at like the fact that my parents aren't together? Am I really upset that like my mom forgot this backpack and she promised me she wouldn't forget it? Or am I really upset that my teacher is not being understanding? Right? Those things, that makes upset. that makes some sense to be upset about. But if I think about like how I'm about to handle it, is James accidentally hitting me really a big deal? Probably not. He might say something like, excuse me, right? But not to get up and hit him back, right? So if I was Jody, I would probably think about who I could talk to in this situation. I would probably tell my teacher, like, this is what's going on. I need your help because I am upset. Can you give me a pass on not remembering my book? Can I read another book right now? Right? What's something else you can think about Jody could do? What else could Jody do? Kamara?
Jody, he could also think that is a really big deal about it.
Yeah. Is it a big deal, Keon? Is there a better way to handle this? Absolutely. Could I put my head down for a minute? Do I need to calm down because my morning was so rough? Yeah, let's look at the next one. Mark, this is for you all to think about. Marcus was playing basketball during a recess with his friends. His friends started making fun of him for missing the last shot. He didn't let it get to him the first time. He shot again and missed. The jokes got worse. He had been trying to nail the shot at practice all week and couldn't believe his very best friend was making fun of him. He got the idea to throw the ball right back at his friend's face for turning on him. Stop. Think, how could Marcus handle this differently? How could Marcus use self-control before things get worse? Torrance, I can't call you right now because of the thing. It's going to be too loud. Go ahead.
He said he could think, is there someone I can talk to before reacting?
Is there someone I can talk to before reacting? Now, I'm letting you guys know, this is really nice. But if I'm playing ball, and my friend keeps making fun of me, and I got this ball in my hand, and he keeps talking smack about me,
I'm smacking him.
I probably am not going to be like, I'm going to put this ball down, I'm going to go talk to Miss Dunn, I'll be back. Right? I don't know. I don't know how realistic that is. Could he use a different strategy of maybe what he could do differently? Ryan? Is this really a big deal? Right? Like, he knows, like, boys talk smack, girls talk smack when we're playing sports in general. Right? Is this really a big deal? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because they're his friends. Absolutely. Could he do something different, Talia?
Oh, and what else the thing up there was the Wisconsin thing? He could have did not like those stuff. Because if he actually threw the ball at them, then he probably wouldn't have his friends anymore.
Yeah. If he actually threw the ball, like thinking through what I'm about to do and how is it about to affect everything else going on. Yes.
What is a good way to handle it?
Yeah. Just be like, dog, like I'm in my feelings right now. Right? Like I need you to support me and like not making fun of me right now. That's like talking to someone and handling it in a better way. Last hand, Khalil.
Or you could say, if you think I'm so tired, you go 1v1 me in basketball.
You can maybe be like, okay, let's shoot it out. Right? As long as we're keeping it in a way that exhibits self-control. I'm going to play a video, okay? And your voices are off. I love LeBron. I'm not a Cleveland fan or a Lakers fan, but he is a very awesome leader. And while you're watching this, I'll wait. I want you to think how might still hear a voice. I want you to think how might having self-control help you achieve the things that you want in life?
To a trip to the NBA Finals. Let's go, man. Together on three. Living out there, man. We leave it out there. We live with the results, all right? 48 minutes, dog, to a trip to the NBA Finals. Let's go, man. Together on three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
just